if in the sense of
I have to
Welcome back to Heroes Unleashed. We were having an epic conversation about 80s gaming that I had to stop. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. I am your GM. Today we have an overstuffed house of deviance and theory. Now, we have big balls. I changed it. We can't have big balls. This is this is a family-friendly show. Today we have Morgan Vona Theory D, single letter, in quotes. He's unconscious. Crimson Sage Patch, Seraph, Id, and we have what the hell is this guy's name again? Savage, right? Dr. Savage?
Mr. Savage.
Mr. Dr. Savage. Mr. Dr.
Fields.
Sir Dr. Fields.
It's pronounced Savage.
We are having a cameo fest today with Id deciding maybe this week I won't get shot. And Dr. and Mr. Savage showing up after months of telling me, no, I'm going to show up. There's some history there. I am going to
show up, though.
And he's here. So let's just do a quick recap, okay?
Yeah. Don't believe
all right,
him.
I'm
it's
just
all lies.
What the hell was that?
Trying not to.
Rick Ashley would have been better, man. Give you up.
Oh no! Stop that!
I didn't want to get demonetized. That
was really bad.
That was bad.
He could have. It could have been worse. He could have put on Go Ninja Go.
Or he could have started
voting.
Good
idea. That's coming next. Okay, so
Hogan's Heroes, baby.
It's funny shit. All right, so
I see nothing.
I just can't wait till this game is over so I can fucking pass out.
Okay, that's good to know.
Wow.
I haven't slept yet.
That hasn't stopped you before.
Right, seriously, I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Because I got banged. That you can't see.
Yeah.
Because I got a green fucking link.
That's classic Spanky. I got this. It's invisible.
Wait. I have the other can. What the fuck? There you go.
Okay, so now what we have
so
here
you're
drinking
is an encounter. Microsoft search engine.
We have an encounter. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to mute everybody. We have an encounter where several members are inside of a museum, an antiquities museum that was run by Theory. Clearly, he doesn't know how to run a museum because that shit is fucked up. With Crimson Sage, Patch, Seraph, and D. Well, D got ejected because he was knocked unconscious, acting a damn fool, trying to cut his own legs off. So that leaves Patch, Sage, and Seraph, where Sage tries to take a swing at Patch, and all he hears is, Dad! Oh, wait a minute. Dad. And then an arc of light burns across his chest. He doesn't know what the hell just happened. All he knows is that it burns! It burns! Now, as far as Savage and Id, we're gonna have to work you guys in and figure out how to work you in. Id, you weren't part of the last game, so you did not make the journey, but because you are here today, let's just say you got in the car and you're waiting outside because everyone else during the planning phase was like, so how are we gonna go in? I don't know. I think I should go first. This is Sage. I'm gonna go in and scout. Hey, what's that big albino doing climbing the fence to jump inside? Oh shit! And then
nobody
all hell
knows I'm albino.
And then everybody, all hell breaks loose. Yeah, you're 9 foot tall albino. I think they know. And
just needs the whips.
Yeah. He hops the fence during the planning phase, and pretty much everyone goes and they're just You know.
I can't leave y'all alone for one
No,
session.
not at all.
I was gonna say, if you wanted, you could easily bring Savage in because he's a bioengineer, and I could have done any papers, and he could have been trying to track me down to find out more information to help him with his
I do appreciate the assist, but I don't like any
Sounds
of
like
your help.
someone's
So.
desperate trying to get friends.
No, I'm just kidding. All right. I didn't hear you, Theory, so I don't know.
In my hearing, it's just so creative, and it just sets you apart. And this version, this song, one of the best songs.
Who the hell is that?
Just mute him.
All right. Okay. So we're gonna start outside. Id, you and Abby are sitting in the car. She refused to follow the pack of freaks into this place.
Yes.
As you're waiting and deciding what to do, she has one of her legs is, you know, that nervous tick where you just moving it up and down to the point where you can actually hear it now. She's hitting the door and just like, fuck, what is taking so long? They've literally only been in there about 10 minutes. It's like, what the fuck is going on in there? What is taking so long? These people talking about magic and energies and she's like, do you see anything with your, you know, space eyes?
I don't have space eyes.
You have like one of those third eyes that grow on the head like the Hindus or something. Look, I don't know what you do. All I know is that I don't like it, and keep hiding shit from me.
Hey, I keep telling you things now.
She's like, and another thing, and then she turns and looks. She's like, what the fuck? You see Vona stumbling out of the door, coughing. You can hear him from across the street because you don't have the car running or anything. He's like, she's like, oh fuck, and instinctually she opens the door and gets out to run. She's not in the driver's side. You are, so she runs around the other side, has her 9 in hand, and runs across the street, leaving you sitting in the car.
Oh, lovely. I go up. I get out after her. Draw my gun ready to fire, but I'm coming up behind her.
Okay, Vona, you finally make it out. It felt like it took 3 years, considering how the floor was turned into a quicksand-like material from one of your friends.
Yeah, somebody Freddy Kruegered me.
Yeah. So, in all that time, you were just inhaling this vapor, and in that, nothing but visions of just horrific sights of friends, family, loved ones, people from your past. They're all in. Have you guys seen what was that movie? Was it? Oh my God, the shit with Lawrence Fishburne and the ship. Deep Horizon? No, what the fuck is it called?
Event Horizon.
Event Horizon. Yes. Those images, those flashes of just horrific scenes of mutilation, torture, it sickened you. I mean, if it weren't for the fact that you couldn't breathe, you'd be throwing up. Once you reached the oxygen, not the pure oxygen that you were about to be poisoned by your friend, but the oxygen, the nice mix of oxygen and carbons and all the other pollutants that make up a Los Angeles evening. You taking that first
Thank
deep
God
breath,
for CO2.
and you finally, whatever was in your stomach, what little was in your stomach, comes right out. So you can hear footsteps coming. Your mind is still swimming in this miasma. Did I say that right, or miasma? Is it miasma?
Miasma.
Miasma. Thank you very much. I don't have asthma. Fuck you. No. Anyway.
Miasma.
Then why am I wheezing then?
Yeah. So you can hear the footsteps. Your vision's starting to clear, and you're looking up, and you can see a woman, a red-haired woman. You can't make her out. She does have a weapon. She's like, "Holy shit, are you all right?" Oh God, he puked all over his clothes.
I'm gonna say poison gas, and then just gonna lay down.
It's like, oh shit, for real? So she turns around to you. She tucked her an ineffectual face mask. She turns around to you. She's like, he said there's fucking poison gas in there. We gotta call. He said we gotta call this in. She's like, fuck, I left my radio in the car. and she runs past you. A wheezing, vomit-covered gypsy lying on the ground. As the doors swing, yes, and as the door finally swings, it's on one of those anyway. So it swings slowly closed, and you can see that vapor. It's like right on the edges of the door frame, but it doesn't necessarily come out.
So, if he's gonna ask that, Vona's gonna kind of point, always lay there lazily into the into the building.
Yeah, so that he points. He does the old.
Hey, way to uphold the stereotype there, dude.
All right.
Hey,
So you can hear Abby calling it in. She's calling the code. Need backup immediately.
All right. Well, I'm not going to physically roll in there if there's poison gas. Instead, I'm gonna predictably sit down and astral project.
So she comes over. She's like, all right. She said, "There's units in right now. You're doing that thing again, aren't you?"
Oh yeah, I'm going in.
Fuck. That means I gotta
keep an eye
watch
on
you
me.
too. It's like, give me your gun, you fucking idiot.
What are you gonna do? Akimbo this shit?
Yeah.
What I'm talking about.
She's just holding it. She's like, yeah.
I look up at her. Have I told you how much I love you? And then I jump into my trance.
Just as you're sinking in, you can hear. Go fuck yourself. Okay. You rise out of your body. Matter of fact, I gotta do something really quick. There
Get him on fire.
is.
Please don't set me on fire again.
Take it easy, sir. Take it easy. Would I do something like that to you?
I must carve the sigil of our God into his forehead. Oh,
Oh my god.
Someone's been watching way too much TV.
and hear the
That's just
lamentations of
practice.
Although you do realize that Spanky carving the symbol of his god into his forehead would be just a picture of a dick.
Wow.
Damn. Ouchies.
Yahtzee.
My goodness, sir.
Damn.
You're
I'm
just
gonna
a,
draw one on Vanna's head,
you're just a big meanie.
but I know people will mistake him for a dickhead.
Damn.
I think he kind of already.
That was
touched-
pretty whack.
I think he kind of
I
already.
gotta go
hit
get
that.
some more water. I'll be right back.
As a matter of fact.
Right.
I'm trying, man. I've been selling furniture all day, for God's sake.
Do or do not.
That's the joke right there. Look.
There we-
Fluffer.
He called you a fluffer.
Damn.
Damn. That is just.
Stuff those pillows, motherfucker.
I was like, nigga, I'm out. I was like, I came in an hour early. I'm leaving an hour early. Man,
Sure you did.
they close at 8, dude. I've been gone. I'd still be traveling. It takes 3 hours to get fucking home.
Yeah. Okay.
You stupid. All right.
You crazy.
Take a bus.
You're crazy, man.
Okay.
You're crazy.
And then take a train.
I like
One of
you,
the
but you're
trains.
crazy. Okay. Cigars, cigarettes, monster.
I'll have 2 monsters, please.
All right.
End of days, doom and gloom.
This ain't Malpoint, right?
Okay.
Oh yeah, with you it'd be the specialty Yablik.
How much ISP is that, by the way? To Astro Project,
for
sir?
Astral Project?
Yes, sir.
You
You ain't doing shit for free no more. Don't
It should
get
be 8.
8? All right. You rise up out of your body, and as soon as you do, this entire building is covered with. It's a mixture of. No, it's not a mixture. This entire building radiates psychic energy to the point where you feel in this form an incredible boost as you enter the building. Like, it's almost as if you just had like a 10 triple espressos. Just like, you don't breathe, obviously, but it almost feels like a breath of this air that enters your body and just fills it with energy, with power. It's intoxicating.
Psychic Four Loco.
Yeah, seriously.
Unlimited power.
Oh man, I
illusion.
wish I should have had that queued up. So yeah.
Okay, I'm going in.
Yeah, there it is. Okay. Now, everything around you, when you enter the plane, we've already discussed this. It's the astral version of itself. So to a limited degree, it's partially intangible. You can see through certain objects, depending on how strong or weak, whatever the level of strength of this psychic impression that they leave in the astral plane. This building, it's almost as if you're walking on a solid surface. The solid surface is that mist. It's literally, it's undulating below your feet. So it's sort of disorienting, but it's not one where you are losing balance. It's as if you're melding with it. And in doing so, you're feeling these psychic waves. And you don't have enough training yet, but you're starting to understand the varying degrees of what generates this sort of power. And what generates this sort of power is death. That moment between life and death, when a person is clinging to their life as hard as they've ever clung to it, that generates a huge psychic backlash or a font of psychic energy, and this place is just dripping in it. There's a hallway to your left. There's a door to your right. There's a stream of energy. It's almost as if it's guiding you towards the left, which opens out into the larger atrium, which is the word I was looking for the last game. God damn it.
All right. What's in this atrium? Anything around?
You have to get to it.
Suspicious?
You have to move to it first, because you normally can see through certain objects, or most objects. Now you can't. The physical structure exists here. It's made of pure psychic energy.
Yeah.
All right. Are you scared now?
I'm gonna enter and wander through the hallways. Hopefully, I get to find the others.
When you make your way down that hall into that atrium, it's a large sweeping room. There's a round kiosk towards the center, but on your left. To the right, there's the double doors that extend to the front, that lead out to the front entrance, and in that there is a well of energy to your right. That's just before the door. I say it's a well because it looks like a piece of the floor has been blown outwards, where the debris is blown up and away from it, and there's that energy is coalescing around it and coming up at the same time being pulled down. So there's like an exchange of radiant, pure energy. With that,
like something out of Mass Effect. Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. And with that, there are two beings that you see. Actually, four. You recognize the silhouette, and right through it you can see Crimson Sage. Then you can see Seraph, but his body is it's made up of tiny. It looks like a humanoid ant colony, because it's constantly undulating, constantly moving. And in his hand, he has his hand extended. You can see this energy field around his hand, and just before him. So straight to your left, right, is no, it's not. Actually, they're all in the same spot. What am I saying? So straight ahead to your right, there is Sage. Then you recognize the pattern for Patch. You also see something there. There's a third being that's there. It's made of it's made of light. It looks like it's made of light. Beyond them is where Seraph is, undulating in his human ant form. It's like a giant ant colony, but it's shining, and every time something moves, there's a spark of light. So that's what you see there. That being that's going down. You can hear it sending out a psychic distress call. It's if you have you don't have empathy, the psychic ability, but you're overwhelmed with a sense of panic, of fear, and I need you to roll a horror factor because of it.
All right, where's my horror factor? There it is. Oh, come on. Roll 20 hates me.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop there with you. You're just like that overwhelming sense of fear is literally freezing you in place, because as this thing is radiating that energy, its head turns. It has a humanoid shape, but it's more like a specter, and not in the sense of the ones that you've been encountering, but it's undulating. It's made of light. You see it turns its head, and it's looking at you, and it's like, help me. It has Abby's voice, and as you're looking at it and frozen in fear, it looks like it's taking her form. As it's doing that, it's trying to hold on to the edges of the debris, but something is pulling it. So that's what I'm leaving you. Somebody just dropped and fucking. That was Eric. So let me re-invite him real quick. And so that leaves you. I'm going to go to the rest of the group, and we're going to pick up that, and then I'm going to come back. I'm going to talk with Savage for a bit. Now, with Morgan, you didn't go in, you weren't here, but you were in the back seat of the car with Id and Abby. And going over, you were in communication with Dr. Savage, working through a theory of yours. And that's where you guys are going to coalesce. Okay? Now, when she makes that, when she finally when she makes her perception roll and sees Vona come out, what, if anything, would you do, or were you going to do?
I'm going to laugh at him.
Oh, okay. Aside from laughing maniacally.
And then see if I can help him.
Okay.
Like, are you okay? What's going on?
Well, then at that point, we get into the section where Abby runs back, gets her radio, calls it in, and you are there with Vona, who's gulping for air, and a solemn meditating Id, who by all accounts you've known that he can astral project. He uses his psychic powers to astrally project. So
because I have psychic lore,
you can see him. That is exactly what he's doing.
Like, oh, he's doing that parlor trick.
Nice, very nice. Once again, and there he is.
Oh, I do have to say, Cruella is actually a good reboot.
Yikes. Okay.
I've heard it's good.
Hold on.
Yo, Double. You gotta see MODOK.
Yeah, that shit is hilarious.
If
What?
You have to see MODOK on Hulu. If you thought
MODOK?
Harlequin was funny, watch MODOK. The big floating head in Marvel,
Yeah.
he had his own series.
Isn't he a Hulk villain?
He's
Yeah.
not a head.
He's AIM. He's part of AIM, so he's like every villain. His organization was AIM.
Yeah.
Artificial bullshit. I mean, something machine.
Advanced Idea Mechanics.
Yes, there you go.
Don't ask me
MODOK,
why I
mental
remember that.
organism designed only for killing.
Yes,
Okay.
yo. That is
So-
hella hilarious. That's all
All
I gotta
right.
say.
So at this point now, Sage, that burst of light, that laser that just that crispied your chest. The shock of it is number one. There's the shock of getting shot by what you assumed was an ally. That's number one. Number two, you have a Sage with you, and you're standing maybe within 5 or 10 feet of the source of that vapor, of that mist. So what, if anything, are you do, because you heard the word "dad" come from that robot, the suit.
Mhm.
So that's the
What I
first thing.
assumed is his power armor.
Yes.
So it said Dad. He's unconscious. So my priority right now, regardless of being hit by what I don't know is Seraph, make my way out to take Steve out, Dr. Acosta, out of the mist and out into clear air. Because I'm no idea where he ejected Dwight to.
Oh yeah, he ejected D straight out the door, like threw him like a sack of garbage. Like
No, but I mean, I didn't know
9-foot
that because the only
albino
time
sack
I
of
noticed,
shit.
The only time I noticed Seraph was when he yelled out "Dad," and I turned just in
Yes.
time to see myself get shot.
Yes.
So I don't know he ejected Dwight.
Yeah. So by all intents, you think that he's still in the power armor.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So then what? Because depending on the actions of Seraph, it might be an initiative.
Well, I'm grabbing Dr. Acosta, and I'm quickly trying to make my way out of
Okay,
where
so
we're at, so I can put him into safety.
So Seraph is in your path towards the front doors.
Did he make his way to the path? Because he shot me from behind.
No.
He went to where Dwight was at.
Right.
I went over to where Steve was at.
Yeah, I know, and that was in a direct. So you went in a 45-degree angle. He essentially went into a 90-degree angle, which would put him on the path towards the front entrance. So I wish I had a pad that I could show you guys, but he essentially, and maybe I can. He essentially. Let's see what I can do here.
Do your job.
Hey, shut up. Okay, if you guys look on Roll20, I don't know if you can see this, but
Yo no quiero.
I can't really see it.
No, I can't see it with all the icons.
you're gonna have to reduce the screen.
Yeah,
I
no.
see a blank.
Yeah, it's just blank to me.
Yeah, I know. That was it. I didn't do a map for the inside of the museum. I didn't think that I needed to.
Yeah, I can't see it at all. So, no.
You red
Um,
lined it.
Hold on a second.
It's a red line. He's boxing it out right now.
Yeah,
using
just
using
remember
the pit where everything's coming from. Right? Dwight was to its right. Steve came in towards its left center.
Alright,
Because that's the way they came in. When I knock Dwight out, Seraph moved to that position, and seeing that Steve was making a beeline towards the pit, I switched positions to his side.
So
He
was here
at the door.
because he flew towards the door to eject D. That's why.
I don't remember him saying he flew towards the door. I remember him saying that he ejected D.
Okay. So
I was taking him towards the door to begin with.
Right.
And then you hit Patch. So I ejected him. And then I fired my laser.
Yeah, I remember rolling a 1.
Yeah, but what I'm talking about is the timing. What I'm saying is the timing, because what ended up happening was you and I literally switched positions. You went to go get Dwight. I went to stop Steve. At the moment that you saw me hit Steve, was when you just got Dwight.
All right. So the only reason why that doesn't jive is because you had to take an action while he got D. At the same time, you attacked him to knock him out. Then you went to Patch. So you would have went and hold on for a second. Where are you, Dr. Fields? Why don't I have you here? Oh, there you go.
It doesn't matter.
No. It's I'm trying to show on this map here.
It's okay. So what it is that he's in my way.
Essentially, he made his way here with D. You guys were both here, right?
I can't see the map, so.
Yeah, it's all black.
All black.
It's all black, yeah.
No, I mean, I still can't see it because of the icons. I can't reduce the size.
You go to your settings.
Make them names only.
And then go to name.
Yeah.
Remove name. Just
You gotta save it after you set it to names.
Yes.
I'm not going through all that.
Are you serious?
It's not a lot. Oh my God, Mister, I have
You
a
don't
freaking computer.
understand.
to
My
do.
system right now is just
All right. So
wanky.
the rest of you guys see
And
what I'm doing, right?
changes is gonna get me offline.
That's fine. So essentially, you made your way back.
Oh, but don't.
You're with Patch. He's by the crater in the floor, but that would put a Seraph directly in your path to the front.
Mm-hmm.
He is that power armor is directly in your path. So that's your obstacle. You can make it. You can attempt to go around the pit to go back through the way you came. That's just going to take you a bit longer. Not much. It's like I'm not saying it's like a mile and it's going to take you 40 minutes to get there. You understand what I'm saying? What I'm telling you, the most direct path out, there's something blocking you, and that something just shot you.
Well, right now I'm holding Dr. Acosta.
Mm-hmm.
I seriously doubt he's gonna take a chance to shoot at me again. I'm making my way towards the door.
Towards the front.
Towards the front, so
Okay.
I can make my exit.
Seraph.
What he's gonna notice is that I'm not making a beeline directly to him. I'm making my way out the
So
door.
you're just angling away from him,
Trajectory.
but to the door.
Not away from him like I'm scared. I'm just saying I'm making my way towards the door to get out quick because I don't know how affected Dr. Acosta is. My concern is him.
Seraph.
No, not Seraph. My
No,
concern is Dr.
I'm
Acosta.
going to Seraph.
Oh, sorry.
All right. So that all is well and good, but his vital signs are still elevated. But he is definitely unconscious. You can't reach him. You can't talk to him. He is his comm is offline, and Sage has him and is moving towards you. Sage's vitals are elevated, but stable. Now, you don't know Sage for a very long time, or any of that stuff. So I shouldn't have to tell you this. You already know this. But my question is, what are you doing? Because he didn't drop him after you shot him.
I am going over to grab my dad. That's it, beginning and end.
Okay. So you're gonna do it in swarm form?
Yep.
All right. So as you're making your way, the thing just bursts into that million points of light and just swarms, like it literally engulfs him as you're holding it. It's the weirdest sensation as these things are going all up and down your not your skin, but the sleeves of your arm and your chest. And I'm talking to you, Sage.
I know.
Okay. So
I have to apologize to my kitty because he came up on me without knowing, and it felt like a fly.
And you
so I
punched him.
smacked the crap.
Good job. Good job.
Good job.
Poor kitty.
Punching.
Yes, and now Peter will definitely attack this.
Yeah, seriously, that's it.
Okay, so
with that, he
I'm not
starts
resisting.
becoming the weight starts to increase. You're just like,
no, I'm not resisting.
Mhm.
Once he goes around them, I'm already used to it being his armor.
Yep.
Some type of fail-safe system or whatever that activated, because I still don't know it's Seraph.
Right.
So I'm letting him go because
Okay.
I'm assuming that he's gonna take him out.
With that,
Which will then
I'm sorry, go ahead.
which will then have me look around to see if there's anybody else that needs to be taken out of here.
Okay. Looking around, once he does that, and I'm assuming that Seraph, you're going to take him out.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
So once the swarm form finally solidifies, you let it go, and he puts on his hover jets and go right out the front doors, essentially almost smashing them open to where they're like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it does some serious damage. The noise echoes throughout this entire place. Looking around, you don't see anyone else.
Now, with the sea aura,
Mhm.
do I see
Hold on for a second.
it?
Would you be able to see him? You should be able to see him, yes?
The aura, maybe.
Should be in the area.
He should. Yeah, he should be. He should be able to.
What you see is you don't necessarily know what you're looking at, though. This is all new. These are all new sensations for you, but you do see what looks like a floating entity made of light, just in that room that you didn't notice before. Go ahead.
Wouldn't it be based on a role? I do
No.
have magic lore and I do have some experience.
I
the
understand.
nature-
I understand that, but that's not the nature of the ability.
But
Actually,
the
it
nature,
is.
Yeah, the nature of
Hold
the nature of the spell itself, though,
I'm looking.
it kind of grants you while it's on knowledge of what you're seeing. It's an innate
Distinctions.
knowledge of what you're seeing.
Okay, so then that makes it even better.
So he would automatically know.
Yeah,
what
I'm not
like,
seeing
it,
that.
It might be disorienting.
I'm looking at
overwhelming?
I'm looking at the sea aura. Are you talking about the psychic ability?
The spell.
The one that you
Spell.
have? Yes.
Yeah, I have the spell.
Okay.
The
Okay.
magic spell.
And you posted it. That's why I'm looking at it. This is all things organic, and I'm not arguing. I just want to make sure that I'm doing it correctly. All things organic and inorganic have an aura. The aura has many distinctions and indicates that things to the psychic normally invisible to the normal eye, to the ordinary eye. Seeing an aura will indicate the following: estimate of the general level of experience, the presence of magic, no indication of what type of, or the power level, the presence of psychic abilities, gained again though not the type or the power level, high or low base PPE, the presence of a possessing entity, the presence of an unusual human aberration, and or indicates a serious illness, insanity, or that the individual is not human, could be a mutant or supernatural, but does not specify which. Note: a psychic cannot tell one's alignment by using this power. So
Yeah,
in none
so,
of that did your interpretation flow with.
And every bit of information that he can get from that aura,
Mm-hmm.
he automatically knows. So he doesn't need to learn how to interpret the aura. He just gets all that information.
Right, and I
automatically.
understand that, but that's not.
I'm
how
not saying
that's
he
not
can
how
tell who it is.
How I
but-
described it, it has nothing to do with what any of this is.
Okay.
It's just a being of light that you see floating. Okay, so you see it, you know it's there. You can sense a tremendous well of psychic energy coming off of this thing. It's almost overwhelming once it comes into view, because all of your actions happened before Id came in. So when he did, that's when you felt it and you turned and it's almost as if it filled the room with light, but that's because of your senses have been attuned to it differently. Otherwise, he'd be invisible.
Now the pit.
Mm-hmm.
What do I see at the pit?
With that, again,
And is this thing moving towards it?
He looks like he floated into the room, and he was moving towards in your direction. Now the pit itself seems to be both extruding and pulling in. It's pushing out and pulling in. It's like a psychic volcano. You know, like when the magma starts flowing out of a volcano. It's like extruding this. There's something different about this, and it's making you. Everything about this scenario makes you uneasy. But this right now, because your senses are tuned to it, it's making you seriously. That sense of dread is heightened.
Okay. So this seems to be the source of everything that's going on here.
That's an assumption on your part, so I'm not going to confirm or deny it.
What I'm going to do, right? I'm going to see if I can reach the rest of the team on the comms.
Comms there's too much interference. So you can hear it's like.
Okay. Now, seeing that 2 members were severely affected by this thing, and I do have the mask, I'm not sure how long it's going to protect me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take the risk of going over towards the edge to get the bottom, to see if there is a bottom.
Okay.
There is a floor. I'm going to go down towards it, see if I can find the source of what's going on.
All right.
Theory, this is the spot where they took the stone from, the obelisk from, or whatever it was that they described it as.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking this is an after effect, or this was supposed to be the effect that was supposed to start. So I'm trying to investigate that end as well, because obviously there is no, his sister isn't here. At least I'm thinking that's not the case now. This is just all a setup for us to come here. For what purpose, I don't know.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go back out. I'm gonna go back out to D. You snap open. You snap awake. I mean, you were knocked unconscious, but it wasn't permanent. Once you do, you feel the effects of this. It was a form of a miasma, but it was amped up. You've been not exposed to these effects themselves, but there's an understanding of what it is. Now, I would imagine you have lore magic, correct? If the answer is no, you are trash, sir. Straight trash. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I don't have lore magic.
Okay, so
But
what I'll
I only
say
have
is
human lore.
there is an understanding that this is not natural. Okay, so your natural assumption, considering your history, is that it is magic based. Does that sound reasonable?
Yes.
Okay. Once you wake, the doors fly open, and you see this thing. It's so quick because it zips by you. You just like instinctually pee on yourself. No, I'm just kidding. You don't do that. Now, you turn and follow that object, and if it stops, because I'm just going to make a general assumption that you're just taking him out. It stops and hovers. It does look like one of your compatriots that had that armor, and it's just hovering there in the air. The doors are slightly off their hinge, but they're still closed, and you can see this light emanating from the cracks of it. It's a bright, pure white light.
So now that I know it's a miasma that did it,
that's an assumption. Again, you've been exposed to it without magic.
I started choking on it before
Right.
I started hallucinating.
Without the magic lore, I gave you too much.
Right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do breathe without air.
Okay. What is the duration on that?
Right now. 12
And-
mealies.
And the PPE is 5.
Five.
It's 5? Okay, so you've used 10 so far, leaving you with 60. Just keep that in mind.
Just out of character, real quick.
Sure.
Didn't he already cast that last time?
He did, but how long does it last? Which is why I asked.
12 mealies.
All right, what is that? 6 minutes?
4 minutes.
4 minutes. All right, it's
No,
been.
no,
It's.
yes.
We'll say it's been longer than 4 minutes. Okay, recasting that. What are you doing?
I'm going back inside.
Okay. The doors themselves. What's your strength?
21.
Okay. You're able to get one of the doors to move. They're heavy. They're old, and when you pull it open, you can see that you can see everything that I just described, with the exception of where the source of that light is. It seems to just be coming from everywhere. Like the floor is lit. You can see that white mist. It's coming from the hole in the museum, and now you see Sage walking towards it to look over into it. Again,
tell him,
some
"What
of
are you
these actions
doing?"
are going to be simultaneous. So if it seems like it's disjointed, please understand. I will tell you if it's happening in the sequence that in my mind I see it happening. This is what you're seeing. At some point when we go back to Id, he's going to have an opportunity to do something too. So and then everybody else on the outside, and then I'm going to go to Dr. Savage if he's still here. And it doesn't look like he is. Oh yeah, no, he's still here. I'm sorry.
I'm here.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
So I'm gonna head towards Sage.
Okay. So walk me through what you're doing, because you're doing it in
So I'm
small,
gonna
small chunks.
call his name first.
Mhm.
Sage.
Okay.
I guess he's not around.
Sage, you can
I hear him?
you can barely hear him, but it's enough that you turn and you can see him walking in again into the mist. No mask, no protection.
Well, I got my normal face mask.
Right, but it's not a. He
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
see it as as protection.
So I'm gonna wave him back. Like, what are you?
I'm prepared now. Don't worry.
Okay, fine. So what do I see down in the pit?
All right, just give me a sec. I'm gonna go back to. What the hell?
This is the kitty that I smacked.
That's the kitty we're gonna be calling Peter on you for.
Ain't no Peter in Mexico.
Oh damn.
Pita bread, maybe.
Oh. That's just wrong.
La comiste, Michi. La comiste. ¿Y tú? ¿No te loto? ¿O estás buscando tu piruja?
All right, we're gonna need to take a break because I have to fix this. It's bothering me and I don't know why. So we'll
What's
be right back.
bothering you?
Alrighty.
What's wrong?
the animals. Actually, what I want to do is when I finally move into my spot, after everything gets done, gets built and fixed, is actually I'm going to get myself a pair of huskies.
You don't want those. Not in the heat. You will be.
Nah,
you,
they got short.
all
They
you
got
will be
short hair
doing
huskies
is
too.
all
They
you'll
get
be doing is
okay
clearing
in
up,
this type of weather.
cleaning
Plus,
up
it's not
hair.
that hot where I'm at.
Yeah.
I'm up in the mountains, so.
There's way too. You open that up. All right, so we're back. Theory the Philosopher had to drop. He's working remotely, and obviously he doesn't have the signal. So we'll just, welcome him back on the next game. Okay. So that we were with D. You walk in, you call out, he waves you off. Now he has a full gas mask on, so his ability to communicate is limited. But he's just waving you off, and that light you can see it's emanating everywhere. What if anything are you doing?
So I'm walking
Now,
up to him. I'm going to
okay,
point to my mouth.
Second thing I'm going to make sure that you understand. With you wearing a mask, your voice is muffled, and no one can read your lips. So there's always something, huh?
So Lou, I'm going to walk up to him, point to my mouth, and go like this. And I'm going to go like this. I'm just going to give him the thumbs up. I'm going to point to my mouth saying no, and then I'm going to give him a thumbs up.
I'm not interpreting that for you. And I know interpreting is not a word, but I'm not doing it.
Lou,
I just look at him. It's that whole Japan anime scene where there's that snot bubble and like confused kind of deal. And obviously, I don't know if he can see. It's opaque. So
you're looking at him. He's just like.
If you actually see my facial expression exactly. So, like, what the fuck kind of expression? And I'm gonna turn right back to see down the hole.
Okay.
I'm going to stand next to him, and I'm going to look down the hole too.
Now, Id, you're floating in the air. You're waiting. You're not waiting. You're floating in the air. You saw. You can see Seraph. He envelops that form, and that it just breaks up into that. It looks just like a field of stars, and they coalesce around that body and immediately fly right out, leaving a trail behind him, leaving the other two. One of which just walks in. He's at the front of the door, but he's moving forward, and you can see his aura. His aura is a little off. It's not an aura that you've recognized. You've never seen what he's generating. Do you have sea aura, by the way?
I do not.
Not looking. You are the worst psychic ever. But
hey, I only get a few powers.
So that means that you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm fucking with you. Actually, he's the only one that survived the longest from everyone. Now, you see him. You see this. He has like a sickly yellow glow around him, and it's radiating a different sort of energy, nothing that you've ever encountered. He's walking towards the aura of Sage, and they seem to be in some sort of like a sign language type of communication, but it's nothing. And I know your character did not take American Sign Language as a skill. So you're just like, what are they doing? They're like arm gestures, and he's like doing this, and in all of that time, this energy that you're feeling that's pulsing inside of you, it's giving you the sense of like you've had the biggest 7-course meal of your life. You're full. It's to the point now where you're like starting to expand. It's your astral body is just it's storing so much energy. Your ISP essentially has quadrupled. So
damn.
you feel it, and it's just increasing and increasing to the point where you don't have a body, but your astral form is a projection of yourself. It's what is it called? Your self-actualized self. So you're essentially you, but you're just in an astral form. So you're just feeling this, and as it's pushing you. Now you can see them, and their auras are starting to dim, and everything is being filled with light. But you're starting to feel something else. All right, don't tell me this guy's back, because I'm gonna be pissed.
I couldn't hear you. You kind of broke out there.
All right. Fuck me. Jesus Christ. Sorry, but it took me forever to fix this one. I'm gonna.
It's got to be an easier way.
There has to be. I'll figure it out. I may not use this overlay and just use the Zoom as my overlay. It's annoying.
Lou, check out that link I put in chat.
Okay. I've got to find a better way.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
I'm not transport to stop.
In transit, so I was around a bunch of trees, so it cut off my connection.
Okay.
What did I miss?
Everything. Game's over. You died. Now.
I'm sure that
you can feel that energy just pulsing through you, and it's almost as if you feel like you have to do, like your senses are beginning to become overwhelmed. From the well, and I'm going to call it a well from now on. From that wellspring of that psychic energy, you feel this pull towards it. It's starting to pull you. You can hear, "Welcome, brother. We've been waiting for you."
I could not hear what you were saying.
Yeah, I couldn't hear that either. It sounded like "I'll come for you." Then I couldn't hear anything else.
"Welcome, brother.
There it is.
We've been waiting for you." That
you might
pull.
have to wait a little longer because I think I'm in the wrong place.
That pull, you can feel it. You can start feeling this. It's almost as if the air behind you is being pulled into the hole. Now, what are you going to do, if anything?
First off, I guess I'll try to commune with the spirit or whatever it is that's trying to talk to me. The one that was crying out for help.
Okay.
I want to ask her, what can I do? What is wrong? What is going on?
All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Mr. Savage. Can somebody call this fucking idiot and see if he's still awake? And
you lost Spanky?
yeah, he passed out. When you're running a big group, it's hard to managing time gets challenging. One of the challenges. Oh, okay, there he is. What the fuck? You were sleeping, weren't you?
I'm laying on the floor. My back is killing me.
Then kill it back.
We tried to go to you before, but you weren't answering, so we assumed you went to sleep.
All right, can you hear me now? Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. The communication with Mr. Savage, you guys were going back and forth. Did you at any point tell him about what's going on? Would you, utilizing understanding his background. Let's just say, for argument's sake, just to forego the I don't know you, we're enemies, then we're friends, and then we're enemies. We can forego that by saying that you guys are associates in your quest to find your parents here in America. He was one of your contacts. All right.
So yeah, I'll let him know.
Okay. When you in that whole communication, Savage, there was the news. There was the report of the attack on the not the attack, but what they assumed to be a sort of a terrorist attack at the museum, a robbery perhaps, and then you get a cryptic message from Morgan about being at the museum. Now it's about 3 a.m. It riled your curiosity, and one of the reasons why it did is because that museum itself has some significance to your family.
It's significant.
It is. And then he killed the dog. Now, your family have been donors to that museum for quite some time because they dealt with rare antiquities. And by antiquities, meaning things that maybe had traces of magic, as you're trying to understand the nature of your abilities and where they come from better. Not that you don't know what your abilities are, but the nature is. And I was just looking at your character history, so that's where I'm basing this off of.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
I'm with you.
Everything's running fucking slow today. Love the internet. The internet is for porn. Grab your dick and double click for porn.
Only when she's bleeding.
Oh
my God.
Oh boy.
Wrong.
Okay. We just got canceled again. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
Warning. This stream is not for children or people without a sense of humor.
Don't think for a second that I don't already have that.
He has an adult warning on it.
Yes.
You missed the second part of that.
Anyway, now, so the idea that they're there at that late an hour after a robbery or a break-in attempt, riles your curiosity. So now you had headed down. When you arrive, you can see three people. Well, yeah, three people, two that are hovering over one that's laying on the ground on the inside gate towards the side entrance as you pull up. It's going to be on your left.
Okay.
All right. So that's what you come to when you can see this. There's a woman. She has curly red hair. They sort of look like brother and sister at first glance, because the woman has red hair, the kid has red hair, and then you recognize him. You recognize Morgan. Morgan, what's your last name? Morgan Cornwallis.
Okay.
Morgan Cornwallis.
Not to be confused with Morgan Cornholio.
Yes. So, tell me what you're doing, and so we can get you in.
I'm actually walking up to Morgan.
Okay, Morgan, your super duper supernatural perception. You can hear a car pull up, door close. Your eyes just turn towards the sound really quickly to take in, and you can see him. You can see him walking out, and why he's here at 3 a.m. arises your suspicions. You immediately take your chakram and throw it and kill him. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. So
take my chakram and cut my head off.
Nice. Cut your own hat off. That's nice. That's nice.
Right.
Okay, so I'm leaving it to you guys.
So I wave him over. Come over.
Are we? Is that again? Really?
So I asked him, why is everybody here? What are you doing here? at this museum?
Well, there's an individual that I know by theory, right? It's an Indian guy. He doesn't have an accent. And no, he's not the one. This is where the museum where they had that issue, and they're investigating what's going on.
You know, for someone who has a lot of intelligence, you make no sense.
Yes, I know this.
So, have I caught my breath by now?
Yes. It's been a few minutes. It's been a few minutes.
Oh, and the puking man is named Vaughn. Vaughn.
Okay.
I'm gonna help him out, Vaughn. And this is Savage.
My name is Mr. Fields.
So,
Mr. Fields.
Thank you.
So, Vona's just gonna like still kind of be out of it. Almost reach to shake his hand and then realize he's covered in vomit and like, don't go in there.
Oh, on the contrary, I am going in there. I'm just trying to figure out why you guys are here.
We're investigating. We're trying to find out what happened.
So, he's gonna say, "There's poison gas in there. Trust me, don't go in there."
It's poison gas. What are you talking about, man?
You big twit! No.
All right, so Lou.
Yes, sir.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to make my way towards the door.
Okay. Door is not closed. You walk past them as Vona is recovering. You finally get to a sitting position. So even the woman's like, whoa, wait, what are you doing? Did you not hear them?
I have a question. I'm gonna look at Vaughn and see if his skin has been discolored.
No.
There was no poison gas. It would affected his skin. It would irritated him, and at least a minimal. He probably smelled something putrid. He has no stomach for being a man. Let's go in.
Wow.
You know, if you keep doing this, you're gonna outpace everyone with just role-playing XP.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna be like, he told you.
Yeah.
For once he will.
So she's just like, wait, what the fuck?
So Vona's gonna look at Morgan and say, "I thought you were supposed to be the smart one." Shake his head.
I did. I just figured out that you weren't poisoned. Let's go.
You actually got a point there.
Okay.
So
you just can't handle a real situation, it seems.
Like a man.
So
listen, you're still welcome to come if you want to come.
Let's just go.
We're going inside.
So he's gonna look up to Abby and say, "Can you like cuff him or something?"
It's like, are you serious right now? It's like, I shouldn't even be here with you, with this freak show. It's like, you've been warned. This kid came out seriously hurt, and he just woke up from whatever this was, and she said my partner's in there, sort of. So can't we just, and your people? He's like, I don't know who you are. Talking to you, Mr. Fields, Dr. Fields. So I don't know exactly who you are, but everyone that's going in there is some sort of super freak. So if they're getting their asses handed to them, I don't advise you to go in there. It's like, and I'm LAPD, but not tonight, apparently.
I'm gonna see if I can be proven a fool.
What?
If not, then I know that Vana has no stomach. So I see no issue because they might need help.
I call for backup. They should be here any minute. Again, this is all happening in the space of a few minutes, despite our actual game time. So please keep that in mind. Now, we come back. You guys are going. You're intent on going in. Who's taking point? That would be the first one. Okay. Once you open the door, the same thing that I described earlier, you see that mist is hanging there. It's not moving outside. There's a smell, an ozone type smell that's in this air. It's strong. It has a sulfurish, like when you strike a match for the first time and you put it out, it has that strong sulfuric smell.
Yeah. I used to eat matches, so yeah.
You used to eat matches? What?
Yeah, sulfur.
Okay.
I like the smell.
Anyway,
I really don't want any history lesson on why, so please.
How far down does this
now you've been to the museum a few times. You've been to the to the admin wing. Your family are donors here, so they've given you the lay of the land. You're not necessarily know where every nook and cranny is, but this main atrium, there's a hallway to the left, there's a security office to your right, and the main atrium is going down that left hallway. When you go down that left hallway, it's to the right. But there is a wall that extends the length of this hallway, so you can't walk in, walk a little and then see the whole atrium. You have to walk all the way in. So we're talking about a good 40 to 50 feet. And then to the right, you can see this mist. It's hanging about a foot to a foot and a half off the ground, and it seems to be moving.
In what direction?
Everywhere. It's just floating.
It's just lingering. Okay.
Yes. At one point, once you get closer, and this I'm saying this as an aside, once you move into the hallway and you get closer, you can you see this mist seems to be pulled. It's like it's all going in one direction now, and it's going towards the atrium.
Do we have to go saving throw?
We're not there yet. However.
I was just curious. That's why.
Yeah, we're gonna get there. Don't worry.
Okay, so I'll start heading towards the atrium.
All right. Now I need you to roll a save versus non-lethal poisons.
And you have no stomach.
Okay, I guess I have to. 20.
What happens, even despite the fact? Holy shit balls!
Oh wow!
Rencor, you are
gone.
Rencor, you are not, sir.
Oh my God! Somebody rolled worse than me.
No,
what the hell did I roll?
I don't think that's possible. You rolled a 1, sir.
Numero uno, senor.
God damn. That sucks. Go ahead, continue.
No shit.
All right. So it's not like you take a snifter of the air and immediately start laughing at people, Morgan, but there is a distinct sense that you're able to surmise that whatever's that's lingering in this air is in fact toxic. And the longer you expose yourself to it without protection, the less likely it is that you're going to be able to continue.
So yeah.
So there's going to be some leeway because you're a natural genius in that regard. So being able to analyze the environment you're in, that's one of them. And you are clearly not in your element.
Yeah. So does we see where this mist stops?
Sorry. Once you go in, there's a part where you would, if you had supernatural senses, you would be able to see that light, but you're not attuned to it. You just see that mist. You can hear muffled voices for a second, but then nothing. And when you come into the larger atrium, there's you can see two figures that are about 40 feet away to your right as you come around that wall into the larger atrium. The figures are being obscured by the mist that's coming out from what seems to be a central place. So it's extending upward and outwards. But now, like I said, when you got closer to the beginning of the atrium, and by the way, one of the two figures is you're able to guess is D because of his height. He's literally 9 feet tall, so he stands out like a sore thumb.
Now
6'5".
What'd you say?
What? 6'5".
I thought you were taller than that. Didn't you tell me you were taller than that?
No, I'm 6'5".
All right, so then never mind. You don't see some giant albino. He's just a medium-sized albino.
Now, from what I can surmise from this mist, can it be washed away by using a fire hose, like to thin it out?
There's not enough information for you to make that hypothesis.
Okay.
You can guess. Guessing costs nothing.
Does it seem like there are elements that's possibly flammable?
If you're going by the smell, yes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to go as fast as I can to see if it stops further in.
No, it's enveloping this entire room. The mist, the vapor is everywhere.
So I'm gonna see what's wrong with him. If there's anything happening to him.
Oh, okay. With that said, so for you, Savage, once you go in, you that smell, it's one of those smells that you can taste, and it literally turns your stomach at that point. You're like you're getting that nauseous feeling where you get the bile starting to build up in your throat, and like up ahead. As you're walking towards the atrium, you're like, there's a part of you that's starting to, you're starting to sweat. You're starting to feel like your skin is all clammy. It's like you're catching a really bad flu. Your face is flush, and when you look down at your hands, you can see yourself starting to transform, just slowly. Like you can hear it. You can hear it in your head, the popping of ligaments and joints and tendons. You just like your eyes turn into saucers. You know, it's like holy shit. The claws come out, and you're just looking. What you see at this point, once you look up, it's I'm taking some liberties here, so just bear with me.
Okay.
Now
right.
you look up as if to tell Morgan that something is wrong. But you don't see Morgan in front of you anymore. He made that turn, but then what came, he didn't make the turn, but he's just looking around, and he turns towards you, and as he turns towards you, his face is that of a movie ghoul. His eyes are sunken in, his skin, the pallor of his skin becomes green, his hair starts falling off in clumps, and there's this black bile just emanating, that's just dripping from his mouth. And it's starting to, it's eliciting a fight response, not a flight response, a fight response. So you can feel yourself, like you're, during the transformation, you're breathing harder, your heart is beating faster and faster to give you the adrenaline boost that you need in order to affect that transformation. You can feel it. When you turn, Morgan, hey, is everything all right, you twat waffle? And then you see him, I love that word, I'm sorry. And you can see him, he's just like, he's literally changing into a monster. Now, here's the rub. You don't know that he can do this, but you've seen people transform.
The chemical is affecting him differently.
And you've seen people transform. Hospital, Chipotle.
I'm getting the fuck out.
Did he say Chipotle?
Yeah. It's,
Yeah.
I am heading out.
So he's just like.
That was some bone of chicken. But go ahead.
Okay, so
right.
there's a lot of ways to interpret what you just said. Please narrow it down for me.
For me?
Yes.
I'm running outside.
Okay. Again, where are you, which direction? So maybe I need to be a little bit more clearer here. You're leaving. Clearly you're in a flight response. His fight,
yes.
Your flight. Totally get that. Where are you? How are you flying? He's literally in the path towards the door you just came in.
How high is the ceiling?
It's vaulted ceiling. So you're talking about
so I'm gonna jump over him.
30 feet.
I have acrobatics and gymnastics.
You're gonna jump over him.
Yeah.
What's your total height?
When I transform?
Yes.
I'm 12 feet.
Okay.
All right, someone go into his legs.
All right.
Oh, all right.
So that's you. Patch and Seraph. You're holding him. His vitals are normal, but they're elevated. Not normal. His brain scan. His PET scan is just off the charts. Parts of his brain are active, and he seems to be in a really hyperactive REM cycle. You, for your part, Patch, you're in this evolving nightmare where you're still inside, and this thing has just taken your son, and you can hear him screaming as you're looking into this well. It's nothing like I described earlier. It is complete pitch. It is complete darkness. You feel this overwhelming sense of evil, just a malice that's permeating from this thing as it's staring, not physically staring back at you, but you feel like it's looking back at you. It's just an undulating wave of this black viscous fluid that's going in different directions. You can see your son. He looks like a doll, but he's right in the center of this wave of this caldera of just evil oil with varying colors just swimming through it, and he's starting to sink, and he's screaming up to you, "Daddy, don't get me!" At one point, you can see the oil just he's reaching up, but then it slides up his torso towards his arm and pulls that down. He's like, Daddy, please. And at one point, once it covers his face, and you can see the last thing you see is his little hand as it's being pulled into that liquid. You snap awake, screaming, which obviously is concerning, more than concerning for Seraph, because at that point his brain functions were so in such an excited state that he could have easily had an aneurysm.
Oh,
damn.
Dad, calm down. It's just me. Dad, calm down.
Hyperventilating, just.
I have you, Dad. You are safe.
It's like, but your brother, he's in the pit.
No, Dad, he is not. There is something wrong in that place. Hey, Lou.
Yeah.
Did chemical analysis pick anything up while I was in there?
There was high concentrations of very toxic materials, and I'm not a chemical engineer or any of that stuff.
You don't, yeah. Just I did pick up stuff.
You did pick up high concentrations of extraordinarily toxic chemicals that were permeating that air.
Estás haciendo.
So I link up via our mechano link and show him how toxic the air in there is.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You can just see a listing of chemicals. I don't know if you have a advanced chemistry or chemistry patch. I'm not looking at your character sheet, but you can see these things. It's just boom, boom, boom. There's even some substances that don't register. They're unknown. In fact, more than half of whatever substance, whatever's in that air is registering as unknown.
All right. So I start to calm down a little bit.
Okay.
I'm looking back through the door. Well, we are looking back through the door. What do we see? Is the door open enough, or do we have to go back in there?
It had been opened by D as he walked in, so you can see enough of that scene where him and Sage are at the mouth of that hole. That didn't sound right.
That's what she said.
Like, at all.
Lou, is there? I'm gonna try and tap into the ventilation system.
Mm-hmm. The other thing that you can see is Theory, and he's walking towards them. He seems unaffected.
Ed, I do not think you should go in there again. But it
No.
seems that I am able to.
I'm gonna try and tap into the ventilation systems. Maybe I can flush out that gas.
So
Everything is offline.
Everything is offline.
Yep, it's just emergency lighting, and even that is in patches because of the damage.
Well, I am going to drop Patch off across the street, and I'm going back in.
Okay. There's also another. There are 2 more life signs that are in there. One is unknown. The other is Morgan, and the secondary life sign, you can see it transforming. It's registering heat. It's registering heat beyond. Well, it's like a furnace of heat that's emanating off this thing, and is directly in the path of Morgan. Just for context, you have seen this sort of a pattern, of a heat pattern, and it was from those transformed orderlies in the hospital.
Mm-hmm. So, and I also see Detective Johnson, sitting on the
Well,
sidewalk.
he's outside. Yes, he's outside with Detective Abby, and yeah, they're both outside, and Vona.
Bona's got excretions from his stomach all over his clothing. Okay.
Yeah.
Then come back out. Like, it's very poisonous. He was correct.
So,
Oh, and
yeah,
you might
I'm
wanna
going
run
into the
for your
building.
lives.
Actually,
But like I said, he has no stomach. He's a bitch.
Yikes! I'm sorry. Say that again.
I was like, and I was correct. He has no stomach. He is a bitch.
No one asked you to repeat what you said.
I didn't ask you. I was talking.
Oh,
I
my
was
bad.
talking to Seraph.
so yeah, I'm going into the building, back into the building in swarm form, and I'm going to form solidly in front of the large creature.
Okay. All right. With your speed. What's your speed, Morgan?
31.
Okay.
I'm an Olympic athlete.
It's the speed of a coward.
No,
They
you know
call
my speed
that-
is safe.
They call that
It gets me to
Crotona.
safety.
They call that night pool senses.
Wow.
He's like, I sense the police. Must run and not warn my friends.
I'm sorry about that. All right, come on, it's been 30 years.
Nah, you don't get to live that down.
No, never.
It's been 30 years consecutively, bro. Stop.
Never.
He said consecutively. Wow.
Oh my lord.
If you saw me running, you already knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah, but it took a while to figure it out. Like, why is he running? Is he
Yeah, you
playing?
know,
Is
I
he
roll-
playing
I wish I
Roundup
rolled a
and not
20
telling
on
us?
perception all the time.
Right, just-
No, the funny thing is they all rolled a 20. They just had no idea why you were running. By the time they realized
No.
because of the cops, you were like clear, just a dot in the
He
horizon.
was already in his house. He was already at home with his mother crafting an alibi. And no, he
Well,
was
we
not there. He was
at
here.
night pool. You remember that shit?
That's
right?
what I'm saying. He has night pool
It's
senses.
supposed to yell out cops or something.
No,
Wasn't that after he bounced off his cranium?
No, no. That was a separate yet
That was
altogether
another incident, yeah.
satisfying and terrifying.
But it was after though.
It was after,
I
though.
could have sworn he was dead. But anyway, that's a side
Yeah,
side
that-
story.
That's a sidebar.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
like, one
now-
ball in my skull.
Okay, so you do
God.
that. We're gonna come back to D and Sage. Sage, you look over. Nothing remarkable that you can see. It's just dark. It's just that mist that's emanating is obscuring anything that you can see beyond a foot or two. Okay, that's how much is coming out of it. You're muted.
Just realized that. What I'm doing is based off the emergency lighting.
Mm-hmm. Which is not very powerful to begin
I
with.
understand it's not
Okay.
strong, but if it's gonna have a reflective surface or anything that it can reflect, even if it's dim, I'm gonna look for that in order to try and get some reference as to how deep this thing is.
Mm-hmm. Now, also remember, there's that supernatural illumination in that room that you can see, which is also preventing you from looking past the mist.
All right, so fuck it.
I feel where this is
Shoot
going.
down onto the edge, the grapple, and just jump down.
Okay, so D, you're standing there and you see this person that you barely know. He's just like, just hopping, and he just jumps out of sight. It all happened in that moment. He made it from decision to action, split second. So you didn't even have time to react because you didn't believe that he was going to do that.
So how deep is it?
Don't know.
Huh?
You don't know. There's no way for you to know.
Why, is it dark in there?
Everything that I described to him, you see. That supernatural illumination, because you're attuned to magic. I will give you that in this instance, that you see that light. It's the same light that, that unbeknownst to you, is being generated by id.
Yo, I found Kung Fu zombies.
I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
So is it, when I look down, it is dark in there. I see an illumination, but or is it just pale white to me?
It's just pale white. Yeah. So I misspoke by saying it was dark, because I had to remember that you guys saw that supernatural illumination.
Sí, no sé por qué tenía
How many minutes have passed? Because every 3 minutes I got to do the spell.
No, it hasn't passed yet.
Okay. So I remember that there was another doorway.
Yes.
I'm gonna go towards that doorway to see if I find a
when
stairs.
you as you look up to, first is the stunned disbelief that this stupid idiot fucking jumped in, and I'm only paraphrasing. Now it's he jumps down. You deciding what to do. You start to head towards the door, but you can see coming towards you out of the mist the doctor, the Indian, your friend Theory, who I hope is here.
I'm here.
Okay. You can see him walking towards you.
Hey, where you been?
I've been here. This mist has been crazy.
Yeah, I know. Right now.
Vona was trying to make it out of the. Vona seemed like something was happening to him, and I couldn't tell what was going on. I tried to immobilize him because I didn't want him to hurt himself, but I guess he made it outside. This mist is really thick. What's been going on? Are you okay? Last time I saw you, you were on the ground.
No, I wasn't okay, but I had to be able to stop myself from breathing so that it won't affect me. So I do know one thing. One of your friends, I guess, Sage, that guy.
You're the only friend I have. You're the only friend I have. Remember, you and I just met these guys.
Oh, okay. I thought you knew them. All right. Well, I'm going down. So I'm gonna look for stairs to go down. I'm gonna look for a set of stairs going down. He jumped in the hole where the smoke is coming out. The gas is coming out. So
why?
He wanted to scout ahead this whole time. This is his opportunity.
Whatever.
What was that, Lou?
No, I'm sorry. I was just telling a stupid, ill-timed joke. But go ahead.
So I'm gonna say.
Wait, hold on for a second. Say that again, Theory, because I spoke when you spoke.
Oh, I said, I know we've only known them for about an hour or two, but that guy seems kind of a nudge. But I understand he's trying to protect everybody. Meanwhile, everybody.
I'm gonna go downstairs. I'm gonna look for a set of stairs going down. Do you want to come?
I know I work here. I can tell you where the stairs are.
All right.
I point to the nearest exit that leads to the basement.
Okay.
So that's where we're heading.
Are you okay? What was the last thing you remember? Because by the time
I know I hurt myself a little bit because it's like a heavy hallucination type situation. Okay. But once you're out of the building, you're not affected no more. But
well, apparently, this mist doesn't affect me. I guess it's a byproduct of of the artifact that I wield.
Well, let's see if we can prevent it from keep on spreading.
Hopefully, I did try to see if I could transform it into something else. But I guess I don't have enough experience yet with using the item to do that. I did. It looked like when I created some breathable air when I was trying to help Vona, it did kind of wash it away a little bit for a hot second, but it didn't do much. So, Lou, the mist is still permeating, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right. So let's see if we can go find the rest of the stores. When I look out to the left, do I see that the front of the museum was smashed in? Also,
You can see the one of the doors is hanging dubious on its hinge, as it was swung open by an angry albino, and
this building's gone through a lot in the last 4 hours.
in that moment, as you guys are talking, you get that what's that? It's like this swarm of what looks like a swarm of bees just whoosh by you, like right between it like split the two of you as it whooshed right by you, like that immediate panic as these things just go through you, go by you and around you, but don't necessarily touch you, and it's just towards towards the other side of the atrium.
Gee, have you seen that before?
You're muted.
I am.
No, not you.
No, I'm gonna look and see what direction it went.
It went back towards in the direction of the side entrance.
Have you seen that before? I don't. What the hell is that? Is that another one of these supernatural things?
I've never seen that.
All right.
So, Lou, I'm gonna say I'm going downstairs.
Okay.
Let's where exactly is the stairs to go? So I can get.
Point to the direction of the stairs. I know the building, so I point the direction of wherever the stairs are.
Okay.
Where did the swarm of?
It went back towards the hallway to the side entrance.
All right. Do you want to go? Is that in the direction of the stairs that I'm taking him to?
Stairs on the opposite side of the wall. It's the door is it's open slightly because it's just on the periphery of the collapse damage.
All right. How about this? Let's split up. You take the stairs. I point the direction, and I'll go see what the hell that swarm thing is.
Will do.
I don't know if it's an enemy or something, but if it's another thing that we have to fight, then hopefully I'll be prepared.
Okay, so you guys split and do that. Vona, you finally get your senses back, and Abby's just like, "Are you all right, kid?" Do you even know what the fuck is going on here? You see, for some reason, you seem like the most normal of this shit show, and that includes this fuckface. And she points towards Id, who's still like Lama.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna look at him and going, he's ghosting it, isn't he?
Yes, and I don't think he should be doing that.
Yeah, no, he shouldn't, because that gas is permeated with both magical and psychic energy. That's not safe. He needs to get out of there.
She's just like, are you serious? And she immediately turns and smacks him in the face.
As she's doing that, I'm running up to the entrance.
You can hear.
I'm not going inside. I'm gonna call out, Detective Johnson. If you're in there, you need to come back to your body. It's not safe for you to be in there, even in that form.
All you hear is, "Wake the fuck up, idiot!" Why won't he wake up? She's looking at you like panic, like, why is she shaking him? He's just like,
so I'm gonna turn to her and say, his body's there, but his brain is in there. He's not even
his brain is in his
yet.
ass. He's sitting on his brain. Help him.
I was going to say something
So-
stupid.
So did
I mean,
my,
you
words
call
get to
out,
him?
but you don't know
Because
you won't
yeah.
know. You won't know if they
Yeah,
work.
I'm listening out for some sort of psychic
Okay,
reply.
so now because you opened the door and you called out, you could hear, what the bloody hell? It's like, are you all right? Oh my God! Which is the distinct sound of Morgan panicking, which you've heard a couple of times.
Oh, I'm totally calm. I just know how to run.
So leading back to Id, ironically enough, for some reason, Sage just jumps in that hole. You can see him, but you can't communicate. But by the time it registers what he did, he's already down. Now you're there. You can see that it looks like a wave of those little ant lights just whoosh past you toward back from where you came. You're still there. You're still feeling it. You can see Theory and D. You can hear them, but it's everything around your senses are so hyperactive that it seems like they're moving in slow motion.
So Sage just jumps down this huge gaping hole.
Yes.
Of power, apparently.
Correct.
And everybody else just ran out the room.
The only two people are moving away from this thing. You can barely make out Detective Johnson. It's not safe. Why won't he wake up?
I will telepathically reply to the voice. Do I register who it is?
No.
Or do I, okay, I'm gonna reply to Abby then.
Okay.
I'm gonna let her know. I know it's not safe in here. There's something I can't really explain it. You'd have to see it for yourself. But I'm going in after Sage.
Okay.
As her head blows up.
So Vona, well, she's like, why won't he wake? You can see her hands. She drops. She had her guns. She had one gun in her hand while she's slapping and shaking him. But she immediately reaches up and grabs her head. She has that silent scream of pure agony.
Scanners.
Because of the sheer power of his, I'm betting that sounds to her like a
probably
friggin'
sounds like a booming
loudspeaker in her head.
No, you just became Black Bolt.
She's just like,
and you whispered.
At one point, she's like, and just falls over. And I don't know why I moved away from the mic, but she falls over, and you can see blood coming out of one of her ears.
Okay, I'm gonna holler in, Detective Johnson, Abby's hurt. You need to get out here now.
None of which he perceives in that. It's beyond him right now. You don't know this, but you're yelling and screaming.
Yeah. I don't know where he's at. I don't know that he jumped down the hole in astral form. But yeah, I'm calling in, and then I'm going to go check on Abby.
Okay. She seems alive, but her pulse is weak. She's breathing really raggedly, and further examination, the blood is coming out of her other ear as well.
You broke Abby, dude.
Okay.
Okay.
Whoa. Still going down in that hole.
If not, she'll be quiet.
Nice.
Oh my.
Nice.
Poor Abby.
Man. Okay.
All she had to do was move that body.
Okay, so does she have her radio on her?
She does. You can barely hear the distinct sirens as they're approaching.
Okay, I'm going to get on her radio and completely play like I don't even like I was just in the area, right? I came across this weird thing. There's a couple of officers down here. One of them's bleeding from their head, and the other one's just unconscious.
Who's on this frequency? Identify yourself.
I'll give him my first name and say I'm using one of the officers' radios that they had on them, and they're both unconscious. And I'll give him the location and say, can you send some kind of medical help?
EMT and officers are en route. Please stay there and administer. If you know any first aid, please administer it right now. Well, your officers will be there within a few minutes.
I'm gonna say I don't have any skills.
You are useless. We will
hurry.
shoot on sight. Sorry. No. Okay.
Get the dog walker. He probably knows more.
That's not good.
Wow.
Okay, so Morgan and Savage now. Now
Morgan
I'm gonna
is
stop
outside.
you. Here's the thing: as he's changing, at the rate of his transformation, at the rate he's transforming, the thought of jumping over him was about a millisecond until you're like, why are those claws so long? And I'm gonna get murdered. So going over or under is not advisable. I'm being the little angel on your shoulder.
Okay.
Mathematically, you can make the attempt, but that doesn't mean that he won't try to claw you out of the sky.
Then I'm gonna continue going in. I'm gonna go into my backpack. I'm gonna pull out my little Scuba 15
backpack.
Put it in my mouth. Get my gas mask out of my backpack, and I'm gonna keep going.
Okay. As you move back, he finally finishes transforming into this hulking monstrosity. I'm thinking Pit. So he's
That's what I was thinking.
12 feet tall, brown, just seething with rage, just foaming at the mouth. This is something, it's a little new. So I'm going to need you to make a horror factor roll, even though you probably will pass it. Still need to make the roll. If you make a 1, I'm going to laugh.
Come on, that row. Come on, that one.
Damn it. I've never seen people.
11.
No, nat 1.
Oh, nat 1.
That one.
So you're just like, bloody hell. That's the only thing you're able to get out of yourself.
Bloody hell.
Bloody twat waffle.
Well, that and the stream of last night's supper.
He's like pee-pee in the pants.
No, not at all. I am stunned and awe of how this man changed. I'm sitting there like,
I think there's more of a
dude. You rolled a 1.
Yeah, it means I'm frozen.
All right. Let's not all revel in it.
I have no reason to shit my pants.
The fact that it was hilariously on cue that he rolled a 1 is just.
He's like, what's that smell?
Dookie.
Roll perception. That smells you.
All right,
The power of Dookie.
In that one moment where he looks
shit before I come out of that.
at that one moment where he looks like he's about to move towards you, a solid wall of metal just appears in front of you. It's like it snaps you out of it faster than it would normally. You're just like, what are you doing?
I am running
Okay.
away from him, and I'm gonna pull out the little air tank real quick and be like, thank you, and we'll keep going.
Dude, you're like,
I need you to make another save versus non-lethal poisons.
you got a gas tank? You got an air tank in your bag?
Okay.
Yeah, they're like this big. The little
You like
15 air tank.
Jumanji? You like the dude in Jumanji with the duffel
Dude,
bag.
if you see what I carry in that fucking backpack.
Backpack. Okay. As you're moving away, but the info desk, the info kiosk is directly in front of you. To the right, front doors, that one of them is now open, that you can see.
So I'm gonna go in that
to
direction.
the right at a 45-degree angle. Well, actually, the way you're facing is be to your left. So at a 45-degree angle, at a 30-degree angle, is where the source of all this mist is coming from. Directly 90 degrees, you can see the doors, and then you vaguely see, with your perception, you will get a lot more advantages when it comes to what you're assessing your environment. You can see D moving away and Theory actually walking towards you.
So I'm gonna go towards him then.
Okay. And you can see this wild look in his face as he's transformed. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, I'm running. No, I'm going into the doors.
Okay.
Hey, Bloody!
Now, as far as Savage is concerned, just as you see this, it's as if this thing is now it was taking on this form as if to oppose you. It started to change itself. These armored plates started appearing on his forearm. It took on the texture of a scale, like the lizard from Spider-Man. As he started to change, but his eyes were sunken in. He still had that ooze coming out of his mouth. He started to grow and change, but out of nowhere, this solid form, this solid metal wall just appears in front of you. Now, that's what you said you were going to do, Seraph, but is there anything, once you get there, that's what you see. You see that thing. It doesn't resemble the other creatures in its grotesqueness, but it is still horrid to look at. You wouldn't know what horrid, you wouldn't assess it in that term, but it's still monstrous. It is bigger than any of the other creatures by far.
Oh, and a high heat signature, right?
So this is what you guys are doing.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, and a very high heat signature.
Yes.
All right, radar-wise, do I pick up?
You pick up the two other pings. One from Morgan. No, 3 pings. One from Morgan, one from Theory, and one from D.
And the environment of the moment where I'm at is what? Am I in the main area? Back in the main area again?
You're at the beginning of that hall. When you would need to make that turn to the left, go forward, turn to the left. He's literally right at that space.
All right. So, from
for you, Savage, this wall starts to undulate. You can see these lights. They start going through. They start appearing like little twinkles, like little firebugs, as they're twinkling through it, and it's starting to, not starting to. It's increasing your agitation as it's moving.
It's starting to what my
It's triggering a rage reflex.
Oh,
like
shit.
you need to smash this thing.
And I'm taking on humanoid form.
Yep, and as you're pulling yourself together, what ends up happening is he changes into what looks like a predator-like monster with like these long. No, not predator. The fucking monster from Species.
Oh.
With these tendrils just coming out of it. It is extremely menacing. Extremely. It's evoking that response.
Second sight is a better monster.
Right. It's evoking a fight response. Like this is an enemy.
I'm swinging.
Okay. Seraph, you can his posture is that you can tell he not that you can tell, but he's assuming a posture as if, an aggressive posture, which is what I meant to say.
Mm-hmm.
You can see him doing it.
All right. So as far as I know, this is one of those creatures. I'm right in his face, so I immediately swing.
Okay.
I go for an uppercut.
So I'm gonna have you guys roll initiative, but before that, Patch,
uppercut.
you're outside. You can see. You're seeing what he's seeing. Okay.
Okay.
And the thing about this, from the outside, you're reading the creature is reading differently from the others.
He's reading differently?
He's reading differently. He's generating a tremendous amount of body heat. That you can see it on the thermal imaging. It's just he's white hot. But there's some textural differences to him as opposed to the others. The others were were decaying. They had the same the ambient heat that they were radiating was high, but not nearly as high as this. And their cellular structure was in rapid decline, was decaying more rapidly, and his doesn't seem to be.
All right, I make sure that Sheriff is aware of those differences.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, from where I'm at, can I cover him with my rifle?
What's the distance of your rifle? He took you across the street, so just give me an approximate.
Wasn't it a sniping rifle?
Yeah, it's a DMR.
Oh, okay. So then, yeah, you actually no, because he's in that space between the hall. So from where you're standing, there's just a wall there, and Seraph is the only thing that's there. He's the only thing in your line of sight, even with your scope. He's hovering in the air, and there's something that's off to the left where the wall is. You can see it in thermal, but using the scope of your rifle, it's obstructed by that wall. There is cover, rather.
Right. All right. So I gotta have images of this creature.
Just the thermographic images, and from what a matter of fact, if you're sharing it with, I keep forgetting you guys are sharing feeds. So yeah, you're seeing what he's seeing.
So that I see if I can find references to that creature. I started searching for references. See if there been any other sightings of this particular creature anywhere else.
Okay, I see where you're going with that. So it takes plugging in those parameters. You run that search. There are several notices. Not several. No, there are some blogs, news reports of a monstrous type creature saving a bus, a monstrous type creature, and there's some blurred images. Some of them you can get a rough outline that they seem to match what this thing is from its mass and the way it's been described.
So I feed that information to Seraph also.
Okay.
And then with that information and with what I'm seeing, I also remind them about the miasma that poisoned us.
Okay.
Other than that, I'm gonna tell them, I let them know that I'm trying to find an angle to give them cover.
Okay.
So I can help cover them.
Roll perception, please.
Both of us, or maybe?
No, just you.
Wow,
Christ.
the ones are prevalent.
The ones are strong in this one. All right, so never mind. You're like, no. You're feeding that information to him. Sage.
Hey, isn't it going? Oh no, I can't. I can see even less of him now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Id, did you go into the hole?
Yeah, I went in.
Okay. Sage.
Yo.
Once you jump in, you're still with the grappling line. What is the length of the rope?
Of the grapple line?
Yeah.
50 feet.
All right. That's fine. When you jump through, it's at a certain point, the light from that vapor fades away, and you just see nothing but black underneath you. And the closer you get to it, reflecting from the light above you, because there's a strong light that is now entering this. not entering, but it's shining and reflecting everything below you. It's like a pool of the same liquid that I described in Patch's vision in his nightmare.
Is this the same black liquid that the mage character came across in that dimension?
Correct. Now, just for a quick second, you're looking up and you can see this form of light just following you. He's just flying. It could be a metahuman. It could be anybody. You've never seen this person before or this thing, and it's flying, like literally flying after you. Once you hit it, it's the drop is like maybe 20 feet until you touch this thing. It envelops you quickly. It just envelops your entire body, and then you feel this cold. It evaporates quickly, like it peels off of you, like if you're peeling an egg, and you can feel yourself in this other place. You literally land. You surround your vision is it's like a brownish orange everywhere. It's a barren landscape. You can see a city, but it's not a city that you recognize. And in fact, it's not even it doesn't even look like something a human would build. It looks like it's built out of stones, but it has modern accoutrements in certain spots. You can see sparks. It's in ruins. Everything around you, it looks like like an atom bomb hit this place. You looking up, this entire environment is completely alien. All vegetation has been destroyed, and everything around you is gone, except this one thing that's right in front of you, and it's about 20 feet away. It's bipedal, and it's like crawling on one arm and moving towards you. It's completely alien. It's not invoking a good response, like your natural fear response or your hesitation. At this environment number one, and you see this thing everywhere around on the fringes of your sight line over the horizon. This wall of energy that's it's just dark. It's completely black, and it's flowing upwards towards where you just came from. As that wall of energy expands outwards, you can see beyond it it's almost translucent. It's black, but it's almost translucent that you can see past it as it's pulling up into the sky. Everything beyond that, in front of this wall of black viscous liquid, is being destroyed as it touches, as it flows through it. Buildings are being knocked over. You can see life energy. The small ant-like beings, because they're in the distance of whatever bipedal beings these things were, are just being exploding into light, turning into that liquid, and being pulled up into the sky. The light above you is that you can once it that light again, as you're taking in your surroundings, there's that light again because you can see it. It's casting the shadow directly below you. Looking up, you can see Id. He's naked. He has no genitalia. He's just a being of pure light as he comes down. For you, Id, I didn't want to do the Dr. Manhattan thing. So as you come down, you can feel a weight, and it's starting to pull away. It's starting to pull all that residual psychic energy away from you, and it's moving away. Like it's like peeling. It's turning the epidermis of your form, like toasty. And drying it out and pulling away, and you can feel yourself getting weaker and weaker. You're still super strong. That's not the issue, but you know that this is something. This is bad, and at a certain point, you're not going to be able to resist what's happening to you. Now, you see Sage as he's looking up and he's taking his surroundings. And one thing that you notice about Sage is that his pallor is becoming gaunt. You start feeling really, it's like a nauseous lightheadedness, Sage.
Okay. First thing, with the role I made for magic lore, to understand
Mr. Winky.
more or less the nature of what this energy destroying everything and consuming stuff. Is it being used to feed in order to break into our plane?
Seems that way.
Almost like if you, basically what I'm asking is, I'm trying to assess if I came through a dimensional portal.
What's the base roll for dimensional?
For the magic lore, for me?
For dimensions. There's a specific
No,
dimension.
lore dimensions
Yes.
depends on the class. For a shifter, it's like 50 is the base. For everyone else, it's like 25.
All right, we'll go with the 25.
Because he's really whack. No.
Yeah, but I'm not, okay, maybe I didn't explain myself correctly. I'm not...
You know you came through a portal. That's clear.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Yes.
It's basically that I'm going on the magic.
The environment, what you've seen, nothing corresponds to anything on Earth. None of this. It's completely alien. In fact, hold on for a second. In fact, as you're taking in all this stuff and you're looking at the portal, you see Sage coming down. You're looking at the stars are different. You can see two planets that are in geosynchronous orbit, like moons, and they're in varying spots. One of them has a ring around it. So clearly you're not on Earth.
All right. So in taking that in, I'm going to recall it.
What do you mean?
Now,
Like just
what are the features?
try to remember all of it?
Because I remember I have my skill up.
Sure.
During this time, and it's non-combat, so it's at last hours.
Okay.
The creature that I saw in front of me that's crawling up towards me, is it in definition humanoid or is it completely alien?
It's
like a bipedal. Like, is it bipedal or is it something else?
It's bipedal. It looks like a bipedal bag of white energy, and you can barely make out what it's like. It has a bulbous head. It doesn't have any digits, any fingers, and it's as if Casper the Ghost were about 3 feet long, and it's just crawling along the ground. So it's not incorporeal, but you can see its own life energy is starting to wane. Like it has those spurts where it glows and then it dims. It glows and dims, but the glowing part is fading faster as it dims.
Okay, so that being said, you said I saw a city in front of me that I don't recognize, but
I'm sorry?
The city that I see in front of me is in ruins?
Yes. And as this wave of black energy expands outwards, it's just literally destroying everything that it touches that's in front of it.
Now,
so essentially, hold on for a second. Essentially, I'll give this to you. You are able to determine that you're at the epicenter of whatever this is.
So in other words, when I came down, it expanded.
Correct.
So had I gotten caught by it, I would have been pretty much poof.
I'm going to say that there's no way for you to know that part, but that's a good theory for you to have.
So it hasn't reached the abandoned city yet.
No. It's already past that. Everything that is destroyed it's already past it.
I don't have enough information. Shit. I was gonna ask you how far is the horizon from, but there's no way that I can reference the distance, determine how big this thing is, or
Yeah.
big the space is, the area is.
No, that's.
All right, so I'm
you
gonna
have
turn
I mean,
towards,
you can have
towards
a
it.
good guess of the distance. It's a complete circle. It's everywhere you look in the horizon, as you turn.
No, but I was gonna. What I was gonna ask was, trying to assess how big the circumference of the planet might be.
Mm-hmm.
As a rough guess
there's no way for
to
you
determine the speed of the expansion of this black energy. You understand what I'm saying? But there's not enough information for me to make that assessment.
No, absolutely not. Especially not from the ground.
So I turn towards Ed. Ed, can you talk to me? Can you say something?
Let's get the hell out of here.
I respond telepathically, like, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I need you to make hold on for a second.
This is,
Sage, I need you to make a save versus psionics.
I'm going to have my head. Yes.
Your head's gonna explode.
Thanks a lot, buddy. Thank you.
Sorry, I don't know sign language.
Wait.
With my mental endurance, I think I got a plus. No, hold on. I'm checking. Shoot. Didn't I just have my character? God damn it. Here we go.
You got it. ME of 21 is what?
That's a 3.
Oh, I do have this.
Yeah, plus 3. So that's a 17.
Okay.
Normal
so
would be a 15.
no, yeah,
I'm
I was
not
just
sure
looking
if
at it
this
because
amps him up.
I have this
So-
I have this spreadsheet and it's got a lot of shit on it. So in that moment, all you hear is just it feels like your brain is being torn, like he's trying to tear your brain off. Like if your brain was a piece of paper, he's literally ripping it in two. What you see, Id, as you're trying to talk with him, you can see he just like immediately reaches for his head and goes down on one knee, and you feel his pain.
Okay, I mime covering my mouth and I apologize in my own head. I don't apologize to him out loud.
Roll save versus yourself. No, I'm just kidding.
That was funny, sir.
What the fuck was that?
So
Dude.
he's like, "What was that?" You like, you can feel warmth on your mustache, and you're just like pulling away. You can see blood. Like, what the fuck? You even feel the warmth coming out of your ears. And he's like, "What'd you do?"
Yeah, it's exactly it. I'm like, yo, what the hell was that?
It's jizz because he brain fucked you.
I try to, I wave my hands around, trying to say like I'm apologizing, and then I also shrug.
Bullshit. That's sign language for bullshit. Okay, now you noticed this, but he didn't because he's in pain. But your little blobulous friend, once you tried to reach out to Sage and he is engulfed and racked in that pain, the creature itself, it glowed like its internal illumination just like it took in that one moment, and it was like the glow itself just expands out and then fades away again. But this time you could his body, whatever sack that was his body is starting to collapse on itself and just dissolve into the earth.
Oh, that's poor thing. All right. I reach out to Sage and this, well, whatever's left of this gelatinous thing, and I say to myself, "It's time to get the hell out of here."
Okay, so say that again, and like, what do you mean reach out?
I reach out with telekinesis.
And do what?
Oh, shit.
And you're gonna grab him and to go back up?
I'm gonna grab him and start flying up.
Okay.
Boy, oh boy.
There is no save because you weren't anticipating it. So he reaches out.
There's no
and-
save for it anyway.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. So he's like, you're staring at him like, what the hell? And immediately get crushed in a vice, your entire body, to the point where you can't breathe. And now you're being jerked right and snatched right into the air. So you're like one of those, like those cartoons where the G forces are pulling at your face. You're like, God damn it! Okay.
I am entirely over.
What is it? It's get hunted by my own teammates, Squeak? What the fuck, yo? I get shot by the robot. I'm getting crushed by the psychic. What next?
I'm trying to save.
Stomped by the fucking monster? What the fuck?
I'm trying to help you. Let me help you. Zay, don't run. We are your friends.
Save you.
Yo, for that type of help, I would rather stay with Eric.
Okay. That's not good. All right. So D, you get to the bottom of the stairs. As a matter of fact, once you open the door and you start entering into the stairwell, the mist is not in the stairwell, but the hallway is preternaturally dark, meaning there is a light, but it is black, ink black. And you can feel these energies, and it seems familiar. It's almost
Globe of daylight.
Okay. Once you cast that globe of daylight, all the energy that you put into that globe immediately flare out. It's just,
So like something's eating my
just
psychic energy.
pulls right out of it. Just like, holy shit. It's cold, and you're just like, wait, this seems familiar. It's almost the effect of this one little space is similar to how you were transported to this world, just amped up by 1,000,000. And I'm exaggerating by 1,000,000, but it's just amped up to a degree where you're just like, this is dangerous.
So I'm gonna walk in. See, I'm looking for Sage.
Okay, I mean, going down, it's only a flight and a half of stairs. The closer you get to the door, the colder that feeling is. You open, once you touch the door and it feels hot, that's how cold it is, like dry ice. And you're able to open that into this space. Right in the center of this room, to your left, you can see these swirling energies. You can see a ring of runes around it. It's approximately about 20 feet. The ring is about 20 feet. And in the center, you can see that breach, that dimensional breach, as these energies are flowing upwards and down. At the bottom of that, coming out from that breach is that black liquid. It's pouring out slowly. It has the viscosity of thick oil as it's pouring out, and it has that's where that smell is coming from, because this room has that smell. This is just permeating everything.
Runes on the floor, like a circle.
Yes.
I'm gonna take my regular dagger, and I'm gonna scratch one of the runes out.
Okay. I need you to make a save versus ritual magic.
You explode.
Yeah, the ones have been aplenty today, so I wouldn't be surprised. And it's not all id this time.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh, you got it.
Once you do that,
Oh, wow.
you're
Wow.
like, you pull it across one of the runes, and you can see it spark to the point where you let go instinctually of the dagger, and it shoots past you and embeds into the wall to the hilt. Now, the wall itself is concrete.
Okay. So was I able to scratch it?
No. Yeah, I mean, you were able to drag your dagger across a portion of that rune. You can see the sparks, that energy build up, and it just repels it. King. It's like, holy.
Nothing happened.
At this moment, you can see a flare in that, you don't know if it's because of what you did, or if it's something that's coming out of that center of that energy. It's just like, like it flares with this bright energy, and out of that, this streak of light just zooms past you.
Okay. Anything else in it? I'm gonna walk the circle. So is it just that happened, and then everything is still back to normal?
Yeah, well, normal is relative for the scene that you're in. So you're walking around the circle. You're filled with a sense of you're filled with a sense of anger. Like you're starting to build it's like an annoyance. It's just like everything that's happened to this point that you guys can't seem to get a handle of. You're starting to feel your thoughts. I'm not gonna make it a save, but you're starting to feel this, and your training on circles is very limited. But you understand the potentiality of a circle.
Yeah, that's why I tried to scratch something out. So is it just runes itself, or is it?
They're runes, but not runes that you've seen before. These seem older.
Is there any other components of the circle that,
aside from the center and that oily mass that's coming out of it? No.
I'm gonna shoot a fireball to it. A fireball to the mass.
Okay. How much PPE
Why
is
does this
that?
remind me of James?
What's the PPE for that?
15 or some shit like that.
Fire tower!
Why
I
does
stole.
this remind me of that whole scene all over again with the Civil Wars and James?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yep.
10.
How much?
10.
10, okay. You summon the energies. You see the spark. You eject that spark in your fireball. It catches fire. It shoots straight at it. As it hits the residual, there's like a ring around that oil. You can see it lights up. It turns from black to orangey red, which is the colors of your fire, and it's moving upwards. Like it doesn't lift off the ground, but there's that heat is starting to build. Your fireball is hot. It's intense. But now you're feeling this heat as this ring of heat starts to circle the ejecting vapor. As it's doing that, you can see the vapor itself starting to change. You immediately recognize that it's catching fire, and it's building.
And it's Ron Jeremy coming at you.
So I'm just gonna scream out, "Everybody leave!"
He's like, "Oh, fucked up! Get out!"
I'm gonna do Armor of Icon on me.
Okay.
Which is also 10.
Okay.
And I'm gonna head up. I'm gonna head back up.
All right.
Out, and I'm just gonna be screaming, "Just get out the building!"
So theory. When
Yes.
you get to that point where you now see
That's not good.
you
way.
see Patch or Dr. Acosta in his power armor about to attack one of these creatures. But this creature looks different from the ones that you've encountered. Number one, it's bigger. Number one, it looks more feral. And they're about to yeah. I like number one. Number one is feral.
I don't trust your math skills to GM this anymore.
Dude, if I had better math skills, would I be fucking with you guys? Hell no. I would be bankrupting a nation. Anyway, I would be stealing.
1 and 1.
I would be stealing from countries.
I know
would,
I'm loud.
Anyway.
So
ahead.
okay, wait. Okay, so this is my question. All right.
Mhm.
So when I followed the swarm, suddenly I see Dr. Acosta.
The swarm itself forms his armor.
Okay. Oh, okay. So I'm assuming that it's Dr. Acosta
Correct.
in a different form. Okay.
I mean, you've seen Transformers. What was it, Age of Extinction, when they fucked up Megatron and made him Galvatron? Yeah. Ugh. Anyway, but that's sort of like what happened.
All right. I say, oh, Dr. Acosta. I didn't know that was a new form of yours.
Okay, so I'm going to stop you right there. Because of the size of the creature, I'm going to need you to roll a horror factor.
Okay.
Someone else is going to be pooping in their pants.
I gotta see this.
That's two poopy pants.
Hey.
Yo, did you see who's wearing?
Always root for the Nat 1 horror factor rolls because they have the funniest consequences.
Oh my god.
There's somebody that's running.
Turn my light off.
Yo, his name is Paperboy Love Prince.
All right, 1 second, Lou. I gotta see what mine.
What is he talking about?
I don't know.
I'm looking at my voter registration stuff to vote.
Oh no, but it sounds good. It sounds gay, so just ignore it.
Pause.
It's best to be safer that way.
Mike said it.
Pause. We don't need him to start talking about a-holes anymore, okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Talking about himself again?
1 second. 1 second.
Come on, Eric.
All right, I'm trying to see what my heart. If I have any pluses to save.
Oh, I can tell you that because I have it listed here. So where are you? Theory the Philosopher.
I don't think he does.
Do you
I think
have
he's
a
going to die
save
now.
versus a horror factor? The answer is no.
Yes, no. Okay, so I just had to roll.
Base
All
20,
right.
my friend.
All right.
Yeah, he introduced horror factor without with.
Oh, sorry. I meant to. I didn't.
I got the 11. Okay, so at this point, you're looking at it. You don't have that fear. You don't have that shocked, stunned fear response. But the sight of this thing is
You are peeing on yourself.
is terrifying.
Okay.
So a normal
God,
conversation
it's
is not
damn.
in your wheelhouse, sir. Oh my God! Oh my God! No.
Sorry, sir. Please take a Slurpee.
Wow.
You spared my life. I'll give you free Slurpee.
You can have the hot dogs in the rotating machine.
Nice.
I'm not messing with you.
So I don't.
So you can engage in a conversation. It just can't be as casual as the way you're making it sound. It's like, hello, sir. How are you? Hello, how are you? You are a big monster. You are a big monster. I like this dynamic. You go, do it.
Got the head jiggle.
All right.
That's racist.
So, all right.
Ain't our firm Curry.
Are you not?
Oh,
were
you
you
know,
were
like
you
with
not?
mess of
Were
those-
you not prepared
you
for
don't
this
mess with
part?
the Zohan.
What's going on, sir? You're just like, I could transmute stuff. So, but let me know what you're doing because you can see that they're about to go in it because the
All right, they're about to
the
fight.
feral creature looks like he's ready to pounce.
Okay. Okay. What's around me? What is physically around the area?
The kiosk is to your right, in the way that you're facing. There's literally, it's just an open space beyond the kiosk that's to your right and about 15 feet. These guys, you're to get within a visual range, considering the environment. You have no night vision or anything like that, and the small lights that are here and there peppered. You had to get within 20 feet to be able to see them.
Oh, so I have to get within 20 feet to even see what's happening. But I
Yes.
see so the monster is big enough that I can see him clearly.
12 feet
Despite
tall,
the
you can see him.
Okay. How tall is the ceiling?
We're talking about 30 foot ceilings.
Okay, so yeah, all right. So okay.
It's a
but I'm-
museum.
but
You're
I'm
in
still too
your
far.
museum
Okay.
atrium, so it's pretty tall.
All right. I need something. Is there like a trash can or something nearby, like a
Sure.
a trash or something? All right.
Stupid, bro.
All right. I would assume it's like one of those plastic ones, but I just grabbed the lid off it because I don't know what this thing is. I'm thinking it's another creature you have to fight, and then I basically it's hard plastic, so I'm gonna throw it at the creature, right? And when I throw it, I want to turn it into like a version of like knockout, like a condensed version of knockout powder, so it still retains its physical form, but on impact, when I hit it, it bursts, so it sprays like knockout gas.
A gas?
That's what I'm doing.
All right.
Well, it's gonna be some kind of like knockout, like something where like it's
Sleep
gonna
dust.
be Yeah, basically. Yeah, fruit dust. Yeah, that's basically what it was.
Okay. All right.
Yo, man, he's slapping you with baby powder.
I was just, dude. I was just gonna say, he got his baby powder out, and he about to smack you with some powder. Oh my!
He making you
God.
his bitch.
Okay, you can
Oh,
barely.
yeah,
You guys can
Wow.
barely make out a scream from below you, from to your
Yeah,
right to
stupid.
your left, as you're running towards the can to grab it, to fling it at him, to fling your soon-to-be dust frisbee, your baby powder frisbee at him, and
fucking stupid.
there's a small condensed thunderclap sound as this wait, hold on a second. I think I know what
Man, you're not sitting here waiting to roll initiative.
Yes, I know.
Oh, I gotta roll.
All
roll the
right, so
strike.
unfortunately, it's going to have to wait because it's after midnight. But we're going to come back to that first. The next game that we play.
No.
With that, there's a burst of energy. There's like a condensed thunderclap. As that happens, there's a huge. There's a light that illuminates everything in this place. Bright light, but bright yellow light. Savage doesn't regard it because he has his enemy to focus on. Your sensors pick up an intense amount of energy, of a form of energy that you're able to see this thing floating in the middle of the air. You guys on the outside, Patch, you can see it blinded you for a second until your eyes adjusted as the bioluminescence subsided. You can see this astral form, a physical manifestation of his astral form as it came through that portal. He's covered in this red energy, which when you come up, you feel this change as you go through that portal, and through the other way. It's just heat. Sage, you are that substance covers you again, but as you're coming through it has the heat of burning cooking oil. Now, if you ever been burned by cooking oil, as you come right through
Quite
it,
often.
you're like, sorry, I had to do that, and you're still crushed. You can barely breathe, and now you're being burned. Now I'm gonna assign damage later, but it's going to come. Just understand that that's coming. Now you're floating in the room. You're still held. You're able to, as he's holding you, you're like, below you. You can see this roiling energy just starting to build. Just this ball of flame just starting to. It's like swirling around. From that point, from that 0 point, it's just floating around and it's just expanding. Now, the problem is you can't speak. Okay, so Vona, you get this as you're yelling in, you can hear these sounds. You can that thunder just like it shocked you because you weren't expecting it from indoors. And
remember, I left the door to go attend to Abby, and
no, I'm saying, but you heard it, so that shocked you as you're tending to her. All around you, you can feel this tremor from below you. On the street, like in your line of sight, because it's a wrought iron gate, so it has no solid. You know what I'm saying? It's a wrought iron gate, so you can see straight through into the street. You can see cracks with this red light coming out from the street, and you can hear the cops coming down. So all of this is happening simultaneously, which is where I am going to leave it today, gentlemen. Thank you very much for your time. And
Thank you for killing us all, D.
4, Morgan, Vona, Theory, D, Id, Seraph, Pats, Crimson Sage, and our newest player, which hopefully he will not just make cameos, Dr. Savage, Mr. Fields. Make me some damn cookies. No, that's Mrs. Fields. I bid you all a fond farewell.